There is a man purporting to be with the Smith County Sheriff's Office who is calling individuals in Smith County saying that they owe a fine for missing jury duty. This man does not work for the Sheriff's Office, and this is absolutely a scam. So far, we've had a report of approximately 5 to 6 people who have received calls. A couple of them have actually sent this man money. What he does is he instructs the people to go to a local drugstore. Most cases it's a CVS pharmacy, and purchase what are called cash cards, which you can buy, and then he has them call him back and give the numbers off the back and the front of the card. He then instructs them to mail the card into an address downtown, which isn't even anything to do with the jury service department. But once he has those numbers off the card, it doesn't matter that you mail it. He already has the money and has probably taken it and already purchased items with the cash. So the important thing to remember is this is a scam. There are no current warrants out for anyone related to not showing up for jury duty. That doesn't mean that that won't, will stay that way. If you don't show up for jury duty, it can get you in trouble. Right now, there are no warrants out for anyone to be picked up for not showing up for jury duty, and we do not collect money for that by phone. No agency does that.
John, I was going to ask about that. We don't even fine people in Smith County for missing jury duty at this time, do we? I mean, that you know of?
I'm not aware of what they do. That's a separate department. I do know that if you don't show up, I have seen from personal experience when I was at jury duty where someone was there in the morning and then didn't come back after the break, and they did send someone after them. So they do take it seriously.
Right, but we're not doing any kind of a roundup of individuals?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we're certainly not collecting any kind of fines by telephone. That is not how it's done.
So clearly these people must have at least missed some jury duty to feel like they ought to be parting with this money.
Not necessarily. I mean,
I guess what I'm wondering is, does this person, are they accessing some kind of record where they're finding people that are more likely to be taken in this scam? I mean,
it's very possible that this person is just calling people at random. It could be if someone called you and said that you didn't respond to a jury summons, you may assume if you'd moved recently or maybe you just didn't get it in the mail. Most people want to be law-abiding citizens, and if someone says that they've done something wrong, they want to try and correct it. And unfortunately, that's what this man is doing, is he is preying on the goodness of people who want to do the right thing.
What about, I mean, is there any, are they all older, are they all younger, is there anything that they see?
I don't know the stretch of the demographics. I know a couple of the people were considered older, but that's all relative. I used to consider people my age older, and I don't now. So.
Is address seeming to be just chosen at random, or is there any sort of connection with?
Well, it's a downtown government office. The address is, but a lot of the addresses downtown are government offices. So we're not sure if it was picked on purpose or if it was not. But the key to remember is, no matter where they tell you to mail the card, once you give them those numbers off the front and back of the card, they have the money. They're just telling you because if they tell you to mail it to a certain address, it makes you think you still have possession of the currency that's contained within the card, when in fact you don't anymore. Once you give those numbers out, it's no different than using that same card to buy something on the internet, which is probably what these people are doing.
So I'm not exactly familiar with the term cash card. Is this different than like a Visa gift card?
I think it's probably real similar.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what they instructed them to buy, but that would be my guess.
And you might have said this in a previous press release that was emailed out, but do you know anything about the number that's calling them? Does it seem to be a 903 area code?
It is a 903 number.
Okay, so it's someone local.
Either that or the phone could be stolen, or it could be a phone. We don't know if it's a track phone. We're still trying to figure that out. It is a 903 number.
And is it a male?
It is a man. So far it is a man that has been calling most of the individuals that are reporting this. And the diligence of the people who are wanting to do the right thing is very admirable. And we want to thank everybody who responds to a jury summons. It's our civic duty to show up for jury duty. So thanks to everybody who does. If you get a jury summons, it's important to show up for jury duty. If you have a reason that you can't serve that is listed in the reasons that they exempt people for, you can present that when you show up, but you still need to show up. But even if you haven't shown up in the past when you've received a jury summons, no one's going to call you on the telephone and ask you to give them a cash card number as payment for a fine. That'll never happen.
And you said the most money that's been taken is
That we know of
Okay.
is a couple of $1,000s, and that occurred yesterday. That was a lady that was taken for a couple of $1,000s. You know, there may be people who have been taken by this scam who are just too embarrassed to report it, and we're trying to get people to go ahead and call us. You know, if you're embarrassed, that's understandable, but we need to know about it. So please call the sheriff's office and let us know. It's 566-6600 is the phone number to call. And if you're within the city of Tyler, you can call the Tyler Police Department too. Some of these have occurred within the city limits, and so that would be reportable to the Tyler PD. So this is something that both the Tyler Police Department and the Smith County Sheriff's Office are working on. We're working in conjunction with the folks who work with the jury pools and trying to get as much information as we can so we can track this person down and get them arrested.